Right, fibromyalgia and chronic pain sufferers. If that's you, listen up. This is the 4 lessons that people with fibromyalgia learn at the doctor's office too late. So pay attention. Let's get into it. Lesson number 1 is that a lot of doctors don't actually know how to diagnose. Basically, you go in, you've had widespread pain for a while, you have fatigue, and they're like, all right, well, we don't know what's going on. I pushed on some points and you're sore. Boom, you have fibromyalgia. And you're like, well, what does that even mean? They're like, well, I pushed on the points. It was sensitive. Boom, you have fibromyalgia. And so a lot of people don't realize that some doctors, not all doctors, but some doctors don't really know about diagnosing fibromyalgia. Mostly that's, primary care that haven't had a lot of experience. The second lesson in the doctor's office is that a lot of doctors don't have really good treatments for it. So a lot of people will go in and they'll learn that the treatment is usually something like amitriptyline. And they really don't have a lot else. It's just amitriptyline, SSRIs for some people. And for some people, it's not enough, or Tylenol and ibuprofen. For the brain fog, there's not a lot that can be prescribed, at least in most medical doctors' offices. So second lesson is that the treatment are not very good. The third lesson that people with fibromyalgia learn at the doctor's office too late is that a lot of times they won't recommend alternative therapies just because they don't know. It's not insulting. It's not like, oh, they don't know that acupuncture and massage, it's not that they don't believe these won't help. It's that they don't know that they'll help because no one's ever told them. Like many things in life, if you don't know, if you haven't met the right people, then you don't know. So even though alternative therapies are very effective, a lot of times when you go to the doctor's office, people don't know. So they're not going to tell you to go seek this out. So that's lesson number 3 that you learn at the doctor's office. And lesson number 4 is that there's really not a good follow-up plan a lot of times. So when you go to the doctor and you get diagnosed, the follow-up plans usually just come back as normal. Come back in 6 months, we'll check you out. But it's not really making a huge difference because when you have fibromyalgia, you have brain fog every single day or a lot of days. You have these flare-ups. A lot of times people don't know the trigger, which was an emotional, traumatic experience years before. The fatigue's not treated. The pain itself is just Tylenol and ibuprofen. So there's not proper follow-up. These are 4 lessons that people with fibromyalgia often learn too late at the doctor's office. Why don't you comment below if you're struggling with fibromyalgia or chronic pain and talk about what your expectations are, your lessons that you wish you had known that you learned too late when you were diagnosed or before you were diagnosed with this condition. Good seeing you guys.